I know not a lot of you will be very into astrology, um, particularly if you're an earth sign. The earth signs comprise of Virgo, Capricorn and Taurus, particularly Virgo and Capricorn, unless you are also highly spiritual, which can happen with other signs, particularly a highly evolved Capricorn. You won't be into astrology. As a Libran, I'm very true to my star sign, and I have the same birthday as Gandhi, which makes me, despite being quite witty and quite humorous, I'm really quite a tough cookie, tougher than you would probably imagine. So it's not just Danny Minogue I share the same birthday with. I also share the same birthday with Sting and Gandhi. But the tough side of me, I think, is probably very much spiritually channeled, as with Gandhi. It's also part of our alternate natures, our yin and a yang. We have to have a survival instinct, no matter how kind or spiritual we are. And sometimes with the human condition, it's so difficult to be you. I find, like Gandhi, I'm repressed everywhere I go. Some people hold me in high regard because they're like me, but I find I get, and always have been since I've been fairly gifted in some areas as a kid, I've always been repressed. So now, when I speak out, thanks to social media, because I'm so used to people trying to look down on me, which probably goes against my Lancashire roots. My Auntie Meg she managed the factory, and she was very socially conscious. And from the later 70s, when my memory started to develop and my superego started to develop, I really loved the music of Brian and Michael, and I visited the Lowry Museum. And because the ice cream factory that my Auntie Meg did initially work for many years ago now, it would have been about 80 years ago when she began work. It was an Italian firm, but they were taken over by Dutch immigrants, Trevor and Ashley Coonan, and they were the same age as my Auntie Meg and my Auntie Flora, and they were given a job there straight away at 17. My Auntie Flora moved away when she got married. My Auntie Flora worked for Farinals, but my Auntie Meg was really socially conscious because she not only managed the factory, she did the bookkeeping, and she stood up for workers' rights, because in Ancoats, it's part of Manchester where kids went to school with no shoes or socks on their feet, or didn't go to school, as the case may be. And just because they were from that particular district of Manchester near you, people thought, oh, they were all a lot of roughies, but actually they were some of the most humble, decent people around. And my auntie would quote me on this if she was still here and cognizant. my Uncle David works as a head teacher. I believe his last job was quite near Moss Side, really, and he always felt for the underdog, because his mum and dad, that they had strong Lancashire roots. Prior to that, as I've said, my granddad was from Scotland. It's shocking that I have to be 8 miles high before people will listen to me, because that's just not me. But I don't know whether it's because I'm an October the 2nd birthday or what it is. And actually, as a teenager, it was very post-punk, and I do have character, and I wouldn't just aim to sing a Brian and Michael song next, even though I could do it in a really good Lancashire accent. I actually aim to do Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll, because it shows my wild side. And I've got a crumpled leather jacket, which could do with a bit of an iron out. So those are new singing ambitions, because it's shocking that you have to be 8 miles high nowadays before anyone will listen to you. Well, I found that, or maybe just being Libra, Librans are just a highly repressed kind of star sign. But I'm really looking forward to conveying a bit of character now, getting my leathers on and harking back to the post-punk days, my teenage years. Because what goes around comes around, and I'm really wanting to show that despite being mystical and liking prog rock and sweet songs and music hall and stuff like the Moody Blues, which is kind of way out, I can actually do a bit of hard rock. So you thumbs me.